strap around your thighs, yoga block between your feet. You're just pivoting your thighs outward. That's a big hip abduction challenge. So it's outer thigh. And you can push as hard as you want with the strap, so we're not looking for that right now. We're just looking for duration, maybe 30 seconds, and modest output, maybe 25% of max. It's easy, right? You might feel a little burn because the seconds tick on. To make this harder, lean back a little bit, put your hands behind you. You can reduce the pressure of your feet while you do this. And what it creates is, instead of your feet just being the pivot point, it actually creates something that looks like this, where it's hip external rotation. So one is my foot is totally fixed and it's just this hip challenge. This one is like, oh wow, I'm actually trying to rotate my thighs. So reduce pressure of your feet on the ground and try to push your thighs out and squeeze your feet in. Did it change the exercise for you or still about the same?
Yeah, it did. It's more...
It's an intermediate level exercise, so I want you to get comfortable with the first one. So the first one is feet planted. You're not attempting to reduce the pressure of your feet on the floor. You're just pushing out on your thighs. Cool. And then the more advanced version is you're leaning back in your seat. You're carefully reducing the pressure of your thighs on the chair. And you're trying to rotate your thigh. You are trying to do this with your thigh, like a hacky sack motion. 30-second holds.
It's quite different.
Right. It should be markedly different, especially with the front of your thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take a break. So technically it's called hip external rotation. So put the block at your thighs and the strap at your heels. Yeah, like that. Good. Same thing. Beginner version is you're just trying to slide your feet apart and squeeze your thighs together. Do you have any pain in your thigh from that? If you do, you can just move the block up or change its position.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
So it's an adduction. It's kind of a seated adduction challenge. Now to spice it up, you would lean back in your chair and you're gently, very gently trying to reduce the pressure of your feet. Your feet will not be in the air, but you should feel like if you tried to slide your feet apart, there'd be less friction there. And that's going to create hip internal rotation. Your effort is to try to do this. So it's the opposite. Right? We did this earlier. Now you're trying to do this. You should feel front of your hip engaging much more. You're going to feel glute minimus and TFL muscles here engaging a lot more. And again, we're shooting for 30 or more seconds, as long as you felt. I wouldn't do or more anytime soon, but after maybe a couple of days of doing this and it got easier and easier, you could spice it up that way. Finally, so offset your feet like mine. One foot is trying to slide backwards, your back foot is trying to slide back, and your forward foot is trying to slide forward. This is going to engage this quad and the hamstrings and other partners in the back of your leg. You can put your feet a little bit closer together, kind of like one in front of the other, a little bit like a tightrope walk. You're going to lean back so you can reduce a little bit of the pressure of your feet on the floor. So this is knee extension on this side for quads and knee flexion on this side for hamstrings, gastrocs, and their partners. 30 seconds of that, but the intensity is low. It's 25% of max. It's light. You could have a conversation while doing it. If you have a burn, it would be at the end, and it's an endurance challenge. And relax. And then you would scissor your feet. Same idea. It's almost like the strap is in a straight line, but it's maybe 10, 20 degree angle. And you can vary watch this for a second. You can have your knees here, but then slide both feet back. It's going to change it now. It'll feel a lot different. It should be a lot harder for both legs.
Yeah, it's much harder.
So bring your feet forward. So there's some variety there. And as long as think about tightrope, get your feet aligned like you're on a tightrope. Ideally, you'd have support to here. The seat would hit you here, so that your leg, the thigh stuff is well secured. So this is knee extension, knee flexion.
I'll have to put something on the floor of the truck because my feet don't reach.
Sorry to laugh, but yes, you might have to put something on. Maybe the yoga block.